You never forget your first love, or just how you met your first love. No need to regret your first love, and you'll never forget your first love. But the last love is the one that really matters. Hello everyone, it's Dana Gillespie, Globetrotting with Gillespie. Actually, I haven't globetrotted very far because I'm in my own front room and I'm sitting next to one of my oldest friends in the business. You know, when I was very young was when I met him. You'll find out about that. So I'm going to sit back and be entertained while my old pal, the famous photographer, Gered Mankowitz, tells me how... Well, I want to ask you a load of questions. And by the way, the only time I've ever looked so fabulous on album covers is when you've done the pictures for me.
Yes.
Anyway,
Thank you very much.
how old were you and I when we first met? I mean, can you remember what year it was?
I'm pretty certain it was 66.
So I was 17, and where were you? You had a studio somewhere?
In Mason's Yard, off Piccadilly,
Right.
behind Fortnum and Mason's.
Well,
And
I can't remember. So you did my first album covers.
yes,
Um,
I did. I can't remember which order.
Foolish
Foolish Seasons
and Box of Surprises.
Box of Surprises. Foolish Seasons first.
And but then you photographed me many times through the years,
Including the famous "Weren't Born a Man."
Oh well, yes. Where was that? Which studio?
That was
it
in
done?
That was in Great Windmill Street.
Why did you take up photography apart from meeting nice-looking women?
Yes, and beautiful musicians.
Because you were very close with the Stones, weren't you?
Yes, but yes. So I started working with the Stones in '65, but I actually really started trying to be a photographer in about 1962, and I left school at 15.
So did I.
Yeah,
Best time.
bereft of any qualifications. I've never taken an exam in my life. I'm not sure whether that's something to be proud of.
No,
I've taken a driving. I've taken me driving, done me driving. And I didn't know what I was going to do. I wasn't very clever at school. I was a slow reader, all of that stuff. And I think that when I developed not a passion for photography, but a sense that it was where I wanted to go, my dad, Wolf Mankowitz, a writer, producer,
so famous he was in his day,
very famous in his day, he just basically encouraged me. He said, it makes far more sense, leave school now. I was just 15, so I was just able to leave, and learn your craft, get out there and learn your craft. And through another friend of his, I went to work at a picture agency called Camera Person.
Well, I know you did stills photography on films because of that weird film, and I went up and joined you in Tel Aviv. Do you remember?
Oh,
Bloomfield.
Bloomfield.
And your dad, though, great family, because I was thinking about your mum and dad today, because your mum made the best roast potatoes on the planet.
Yes, it's a tradition. It's a Mankowitz tradition.
Yeah, you still have carried it on, haven't you?
Oh yeah, my roast potatoes are famous in our sitting room.
But you always, I mean, your father wrote one of my favourite films that I saw as a child that reduced me to tears, A Kid for Two Farthings.
Oh, really?
With lovely Diana Dawes and who else? Alfie Bass, was it?
David Kossoff.
Oh, right. Okay. Anyway, let's go back to
sort of
you.
Same thing.
Famous, have you I won't ask you who, but have you photographed people that were a nightmare in your life?
Yes. I mean, the thing is, I'm fortunate in as much I'm one of those people who can sort of block out really awful experiences and just not let them bother me too much. So a lot of the really awful ones, and there haven't been that many, but there have been a few, I've just simply forgotten. But I can tell you that heavy metal bands are as high in that category. They're difficult people to work with, I find.
But you like working with women too, don't
I love
you?
working with women. Yeah, I'm good.
Because you've got the iconic Kate Bush
I've got
picture.
Kate Bush, I've got you, I've got Marianne Faithfull, I've got
she's
Susie
lovely.
Quattro.
Yeah, it's a great picture
Elkie
too.
Brooks, great woman, great singer.
Well,
I mean, you know, a lot of people.
I couldn't find
Annie
that.
Lennox.
Oh yeah, because I remember you did the tourist with it. Well, I was looking before we got comfortable here on the sofa for that great book that you gave me, which is
my retrospective book.
The sort of the rock and roll world.
50 years of rock and roll.
And the page before me has got Elton John in it, with hair.
With hair.
On his chest.
Yeah. Yes.
He's like a jungle.
It is. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure whether that wasn't all makeup. I mean, because you're talking about an album called Leather Jackets.
Maybe, yes.
I know you are. And he recorded that in Holland, and we went out in the same studio that he was recording. We set up in a corner of it a photo studio, and the original idea was to have. Do you remember those Sinclair electric cars that were like tricycles?
Sinclair, yes.
Do you remember?
Didn't he go broke?
Oh yes, several times, I think.
Yeah, but he was an inventor.
I don't know that for sure.
Okay.
I can't publish
Allegedly.
that. Allegedly, thank you. But the original idea was to customize a Sinclair C5 and have Elton in that. And I did. We did a most fantastic custom job. We got it over to Holland. He sat in it and he said, "Do I look silly?" And everybody just laughed. And so we decided that we weren't going to do that.
So you went rocker?
So we got some Hells Angels to bring their bikes in, and the boys dressed up and makeup went mad.
Well, I guess you have to be inventive if you're the photographer, because I mean, I know, because I've always been on the other side of your lens, and you know, it's great when, you know, say that's good or give it to me a bit more, all the kind of things that one says.
I never say give it to me a bit more. You're confused. You're confusing.
Thrusting at me. No, but you know, you work with a photographer, which is...
Yes, you do.
Which I like, because I could always... I mean, I've worked with other photographers, but we always had a special bond. Now, you don't have a studio anymore, and you don't really take pictures anymore.
No, I stopped taking pictures a few years ago because simply people weren't asking, and if they were asking, they were on projects where there was no money, there was no budget, and really no interest. So I just simply stopped, and I started focusing much more heavily on the archive, selling prints, doing books, exhibitions.
Well, you've got these pictures that nobody else has, the iconic picture of Hendrix, of course, and
Stones.
You did the Stones and the ones with the cellophane pulled over their
No, I didn't do that. That was Bailey.
Oh God,
you
sorry.
confused me with Bailey.
No, which was the famous one that you did of the a bit of Vaseline on the lens. That's what I meant.
Between the buttons, and before that, the black and white one. Out of our heads.
Right.
Or December's Children in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know they changed that. Yeah. So, I mean, you've made some amazingly iconic album covers, and so. You put books out. You have exhibitions.
Sell prints. I mean, that's what I do. Not just because people didn't want me to take photographs of them anymore, but because it's been so rewarding and fulfilling. And there is a point where photographing 4 or 5 young men is just not particularly fulfilling. So it hasn't happened. But I don't really miss it, to be honest.
No, and then you were very busy. You had that idea for the
Icon Music Through the Lens.
Yes, tell us about that.
Well, in 2019 now, we made a TV series of 6 parts called Icon Music Through the Lens, which was really the story of music photography, told through the photographers, the photographs, artists, etc. And it was a terrific project, and it was something that I'd been wanting to do for about 10 years.
Great that you got it off the ground.
I was very lucky. I had a great team, fantastic director called Dick Carruthers, and a co-producer called...
Was it on Sky? Oh, sorry, tell me
his
name.
No, it is on Sky. And
what was his name? Sorry.
Andy Saunders.
Okay.
And it's on PBS.
We don't get that here, though, in England, do we?
You do, of sorts, but no, it's PBS in America and Sky here.
Yeah, okay.
And other things in Europe.
I think I've seen most of them. But 4,
6,
did you say?
6,
well,
6.
I saw a lot of them and you know, I thought it was great, and you pulled it off.
We pulled it off too. Yes. No, it was good. It was really good.
So, what does the future hold for you?
The future.
Yes. Have you got any plans?
Yeah, I'm doing a new Stones book.
Okay.
Which will be out next year, which will be, I mean, we're very, very early stages, but the idea behind it is the pictures you haven't seen, the outtakes, the mistakes, the unpublished pictures. And they're not unpublished because they're in any way rude or anything like that. They're unpublished because I thought I found a better picture at the time. And what's extraordinary about revisiting, it's like remixing, you bring things out that you weren't aware of or you didn't think mattered, is that so many pictures have been lost because I made a choice 25 years ago that was the best picture.
Yeah.
And then you look back and you think, well, that probably is the best picture, but that's really interesting, and that's caught something that, you know, so it's really quite exciting. So that's a big project.
Well, great. All I can say is thank you for sitting on my sofa.
Thank you for asking me such interesting questions.
Yeah, well, you know, when you know somebody such a long time, it's a bit hard to keep it serious.
It's very difficult to keep
This
it
is
serious.
just for you to get an insight on what I consider one of the world's greatest photographers, and
one
I
of the
feel
world's greatest blues singers.
Well, I don't know about that, but you knew me when blues wasn't in my blood,
absolutely.
really. I was rushing around in bits of chamois leather in those days.
Oh, yes.
We had fun. We could now film an X-rated interview, but I think,
No.
ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between, we better just say goodbye from Gered Mankowitz.
Goodbye from me. Thank you.
And goodbye from me. Look back through the years at your first love. You learned about tears with your first love. You tasted sweet pain with your first love, but you can't go back again to your first love. For the last love is the one that keeps you steady. For the last love is the one to take your hand, and the last love will hold you till you're ready. For the last love is the one to understand. First love, last love. First love, last love. First love, last love. First love, last love. You never forget your first love, or just how you met your first love. No need to regret your first love, for you never forget your first love. But the last love stays with you till the end, and the last love is the one I'd recommend.
Okay, Dana, should just say something.
just been to the marvellous, iconic gallery, where of course I'm very fond of Gered Mankowitz's pictures, as well as Terry O'Neill, but Gered is the tops. Here we are, just round the corner from Piccadilly. Off home now. I like an early night. Oh yeah, and people complain about the bad air in London, but actually there are parts of London where the air at night is marvellous. Where I'm walking now towards the Mall, which means Buckingham Palace, and from where I am walking now, I can see Big Ben. Yeah, do you see? There's Big Ben, just sort of behind. And then up that way is Piccadilly Circus. That used to be my stomping ground in the old days. Right. I don't often go out to gallery openings, but you know, when Gered is there and or mates that I haven't seen for years, like Jeremy Clyde, what an honour. Come on, let's go. Hello and welcome to another episode of Gillespie. Oh, bollocks.
This is great.
No bollocks. Cut. Do it again, please, darling. Put yourself together, darling. Otherwise, we'll have to bring in. We've got Barbara Windsor around.
Cut. Okay, right. Carrying straight on.
I knew this would happen.
I've now got tears in my eyes. Just pass me that little green powder compact next to. Yes, thank you. I have to just check that I haven't got.
Smeared. What's it?
Oh God! But I have got red eyes. But oh fuck it. Does it matter? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
This isn't gonna work.
No, this is great.
It's just.
This is the best one so far, I think. No, this is no, this is what it's about, isn't it? You two. Oh.
I need to blow my nose now.
No, I've heard so much about you, and to see you both having so much many giggles.
It's just.
No, it's a beautiful
The thing
thing
is,
to
we've
see.
known each
actually.
other for so
Yeah.
many. I think you're probably in the music business. You know, somebody who's still alive that I've known the longest.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
Nice
But-
of you to say.
No, it's just
still alive.
well, Jeremy's still alive, but
Yeah.
you know that it's
Oh gosh.
right.
Right. Whew. Makeup.
Your hair and makeup.
I'm in tears.
I've got a lipstick just up there. Can you? It's a silver
Honestly,
thing. In that, is it there? Yeah. No, is there not a silver lipstick?
And silver lipstick. Oh yes.
Thank you. Straighten up, Gillespie.
It's so silly. Shh. Calm
Okay.
down.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Are you still rolling?
Yeah, I am.
I thought you
all,
might
all
be.
of this.
Yes,
Yes,
this
of
is
course.
this is the best part.
Okay.
We
Righty
have so
ho.
many false starts.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to my home, actually. We're globetrotting with Gillespie, me, Dana Gillespie, but haven't globetrotted very far because I'm actually on a sofa. I thought
We haven't globetrotted No, we can do this.
No, we can. I'm professional. The next one's okay. I was fine until you burst into laughter. Can you pass me
I was
back?
corpsing behind you. I
Thank
couldn't
you.
Stop.
What can you think of to?
No, it's just we just got to pull ourselves together. But you've got to get the intro right.
Well, actually, no. I wanted to say it. That wasn't a mistake.
No,
I wanted to say
that's-
I haven't globetrotted very
Very
far
far.
because I'm sitting on my own sofa.
Yes, no, I understand
But
that.
instead, we're gonna we're going to globetrot down memory lane.
Okay.
Because I'm sitting with one of my oldest pals in the
Sounds
music.
great.
Yes, but it works if you don't. You can't get the giggles. Okay.
No. I won't.
Right.
Right.